Very exciting to finally find out who the villain is in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Why do you think Ayesha and the Sovereign were the right fit for this movie?
Well, I think that personally as an actor, when I sort of came on board and I saw the art for these people and I saw what my character was going to look like, I have never seen anything like them. I think it's a totally unique creation in terms of the image of how they look, the makeup, the costuming of it, so I was completely sort of in awe of what they were creating. So I think that in itself is worth putting in a film because it's a real sort of piece of art. And I think that she's a really interesting villain because I think the wonderful thing about Guardians and what James does is he creates characters, something like Nebula as well, where they're not just one thing. There's a sort of grey area in the characters, that they're sort of evil, or they have this sort of hateful vendetta, but they've kind of got this soft side to them, or they, have this thorn in their heart, or we see them sort of tumble from a really high place to like the bottom of the, the rubbish bin floor. So, I think that's sort of also why I really wanted to play her, and I think and that combination of the imagery and who she is she makes a really interesting villain.
You're talking about the imagery a lot, and the Sovereign are just such visually stunning creatures in the comic books. What can you tease of what the look is going to be? Are you going to get the full gold and have just the massive palace and everything like that?
Well, I don't know what I can say. I mean, I just saw a clip then. It's the first time, I obviously knew what I looked like because I could look in the mirror, but it's the first time I've seen it, what we shot. So, but I don't know what I can really say. All I can say is they're very, very beautiful. Sort of, when I was looking at my people, I was sort of thinking, I don't know where these people came from, but they're extraordinary. They're like amazing specimens.
What did you do to get into that persona of the Sovereign? They're these very
well, a lot of it for me was in the costume and the makeup. I mean, it's sort of an amazing thing to work on a film where there's so many layers of your character exist in the external, and you really step into it. And working with the creatives on this film, they're so masterful at what they do, and so that was huge for me. Seeing, the costume fittings are such a process too, so you see it evolve, and you spend a lot of time looking at it in the mirror and seeing what it looks like, and how she's going to be perceived on screen. So that was a big part of it for me, and also it's brilliant. She's really well written. So
how long did you end up staying in the makeup chair for?
I was nothing on Zoe or Karen, or I was probably in there for about 3 hours. Enough for a few cups of tea and a little nap. Yeah.